Welcome. As we bring our minds together, we will first acknowledge the land that we are gathered on as the traditional and ancestral territory of the Wabanaki, Inuit, and Innu people, and extend our gratitude to them for the sharing of this land along with their culture, history, and values. We acknowledge that all land in Canada is the traditional and ancestral territory of Indigenous peoples. Good morning. My name is Wayne Carter. I'm the Executive Director at FIN, and welcome to the program launch of our inaugural FIN Atlantic International Film Festival Stream. To say 2020 has been an unusual year would be an understatement. And back in January, as we began plans for our 40th anniversary celebratory film festival, we had no idea it would take the form it has. However, nothing inspires innovation and growth like challenge. For the first time in its 40 years, the Atlantic International Film Festival is truly an Atlantic Canadian event. The available movie screens in any given city has always prohibited the festival from traveling to other provinces for our celebration. But now, with the magic of technological advancements and a rapidly changing movie watching experience, we launch FIN Stream. Whether you're in Edmundston, New Brunswick, or Summerside, PEI, Yarmouth, Nova Scotia, Churchill Falls, Labrador, or Corner Brook, Newfoundland, we are elated to be inviting you to be a part. The FinStream brand will continue to live beyond 2020 as we forge ahead with regular streaming content throughout the next year and beyond. The FinStream aspect of what we do will also be a part of our in-person celebrations going forward. When I joined the festival 9 years ago, one of my long-term goals was to develop a way for the festival to reach out in a concrete fashion to both creators and audience beyond Halifax and the surrounding area. And in a truly silver lining to this cloud we currently find ourselves under, here we are. As a not-for-profit charitable organization, the support we receive from our partners, both government and corporate, allows the festival to continue to do what we do with our annual calendar of events, including FIN Kids, FIN Outdoor, FIN Atlantic Cinematheque, and FIN Partners. Speaking of FIN Partners, 2020 has had its effect here as well. Our globally recognized and celebrated film co-production market has required a pivot too. Here to tell you all about FIN Partners Connection is our FIN Partners manager, Morgan Salter. Morgan?
Thank you, Wayne. It certainly has been a year of unprecedented change, and this spring it quickly became clear that FIN Partners would look quite different this fall. Every September for the past 22 years, we've welcomed hundreds of leading film and television industry professionals to join us here in Halifax for 2.5 days of intimate meetings, spirited gatherings, and unparalleled access to decision makers. While it's not possible to welcome our delegates here in Halifax in person just yet, the industry continues to push forward, launching innovative distribution models, flexible and conscious production strategies, and a hunger for content development. It's clear that one-to-one access to creative partners, deal makers, and funders is more essential than ever, and we're pleased to be able to offer that with FIN Partners Connection. In light of the COVID-19 pandemic, industry uncertainty, and travel restrictions, for 2020 we will present a special circumstantial initiative we're calling FIN Partners Connection. Producers, sales agents, financiers, and leading industry executives from the world over will be able to connect through interactive panels, webinars, and virtual meetings from the comfort and safety of their home offices. Our team provides each delegate with a full agenda of pre-scheduled one-to-one meetings with those they've requested to meet. And this will be the heartbeat of FIN Partners Connection. 2020 marks the 23rd year of our unique market, and each year we're pleased to be able to include an increasingly impressive delegation of entertainment industry leaders. This year's online format makes the market more accessible and convenient than ever, and an increased number of high caliber and compelling project submissions from across Canada and the world reflects that. This year, we are pleased to be able to connect industry leaders across time zones, with delegates joining us virtually from here in Canada, as well as from New Zealand, Brazil, South Africa, the United Kingdom, and of course, the USA, Belgium, the Netherlands, Luxembourg, and Germany, where we are turning our focus for the first year of a new regional spotlight. Selected producers will attend with more than 80 creative and commercial projects in development, with the goal of moving their projects one step closer to production. The full list of selected projects will be available on the Finn Partners website in September leading up to the event. More than 80 projects in development have been selected for this year's market, including the London-based Cork Films writer-director Emily Corcoran, with 2 projects, the gritty and diverse drama series The Stolen, and She's Got Balls, a modern comedy with Sundance regular director Mariana Polka attached to direct. Canadian producer Trish Dolman of Screen Siren Pictures attends with renowned director, writer, producer Marie Clements and their television limited series Bones of Crows, as well as their period drama Tombs. Producer Maynard Crack of West 5 Films from South Africa brings 2 projects, including Mani Congo Lukeni, an epic series set in pre-colonial Africa during the Middle Ages. Also seeking partners for their projects in development are Krista Paris of Paris Pictures, producer of the indie sensation Madeline's Madeline, along with Adam Spielberg of Filament Productions, who are attending with The Licking County Giants, an unlikely comedy about the power of teamwork, as 9 teenage girls with eating disorders form an unstoppable baseball team. Robin Cass of Cass & Co. Pictures will attend with the projects Moon of the Crusted Snow, a limited series based on the best-selling novel by Wabgishik Rice, and the procedural series Crime Wave. Crystal Bear-winning American producer Eric J. Adams of Sleeper Wave Films will attend with the feature film thriller Turn Out, which spotlights the cruel world of human trafficking, as well as the limited series Birdland. With such a rich range of compelling and diverse projects selected for this year's market, we look forward to facilitating new connections, partnerships, and financing opportunities between delegates to help propel these projects forward into production and onto the screen. In addition to our roster of top industry delegates and projects, Finn Partners Connection provides intelligence on the latest industry trends and opportunities by presenting conversations between some of the most fascinating industry innovators. This year, Finn Partners Connection will present a series of co-production-focused film and television case studies centered on our spotlight region of Benelux, Germany, and the USA. In addition to our case study webinars, delegates will have the opportunity to participate in online roundtable buzz sessions led by broadcasters, film commissions, and funding executives, where they will have access to first-hand information and develop their co-production strategy and focus their pitches. Of course, we couldn't do any of this without the generous support of our funding partners. Thank you to Telefilm Canada, Bell Media, Nova Scotia Communities Culture and Heritage, and Canada Media Fund. Thank you as well to our corporate partners, our creative partners, our community partners, and especially a very warm thank you to our team for pulling it all together. And now I will hand it back to Wayne, who will get started with our film announcements that I know everyone's been waiting for. You, Wayne.
Thank you, Morgan. And I'd like to state that you have our just unending gratitude for being so having a great ability to sort of pivot and rethink this entire event for what can only be considered a most unusual year. I'm really confident that what we're doing with Finn Partners Connection this year is going to take us to next year and beyond and maintain both the integrity and the importance of this globally recognized market. So thank you so much. And now, what you probably have all tuned in for, a film festival is all about the films. It's all about what we're going to show. And despite the fact that this year it's going to be a bit of a unique experience in that we're not seeing all of you in a theater and then potentially celebrating afterwards, we have lots of exciting things lined up. And we'd like to start telling you about them. So, without further ado, I would like to introduce the architect of our overall film program this year, our program director, Jason Beaudry. Jason?
Thanks, Wayne. Good morning, everyone. Thanks for tuning in. This year's program will feature 114 films in 53 screenings from 22 different countries. Your chance to immerse yourself in both yours and other cultures will be immense this September 17th to 24th. We did a quick tally of the languages in this year's film program. We may have missed one or two, but if you take the plunge with us this year, you're bound to hear the following: Cantonese, Czech, Danish, Dari, French, German, Greek, Hebrew, Italian, Mandarin, Nepali, Pashto, Polish, Portuguese, Russian, Scottish Gaelic, Southern Creole, Southern Sotho, Spanish, Swiss, Turkish, Ukrainian, and Vietnamese. That's over 20 languages total, but don't worry, any film in another language other than English will have subtitles at this year's festival, and there may be even one or two of those languages that you've never even heard spoken before. All the more reason to dive into the program and see what's in store. We'll start today's film programming announcements with details of the 2020 Fin Stream Documentaries program. First up, we're showcasing some amazing documentaries from Atlantic Canada, which explore the act of creation. In the case of Daryl Varga's Bread in the Bones, it is, you guessed it, the act of making bread and the impact it has on virtually every aspect of our lives. And in the case of Israel Ekanem's Good Earth, The Pots and Passion of Walter Ostrom, it is an exploration of creation through a life lived both making and teaching ceramics. Good Earth will be accompanied in its presentation by another documentary, this time about a ceramic artist at the start of their career, in Amanda Ann Min Wong's An Object of Merit. We also have a top-tier lineup of documentaries from Canada at large, as well as from the rest of the world. Our Canadian documentaries include Champions by LG Pichinin, Citizen of Moria by Jawad Mir and Ahmad Ibrahimi, Nail in the Coffin, The Fall and Rise of Vampiro by Michael Patz, Stateless by Michelle Stevenson, There's No Place Like This Place, Any Place by Lulu Wei, The Walrus and the Whistleblower by Natalie Bibot, and Windtopia by Mira Burt-Wintonic. And the international documentary slate includes such titles as Cured by Patrick Salmon and Bennett Singer, Kenny Scharf, When Worlds Collide by Max Bash and Malia Scharf, My Darling Vivian by Matt Riddlehoover, Our Time Machine by S. Leo Chang and Yang Sun, Stray by Elizabeth Lowe, and Women in Blue by Deidre Fischel. It is now my pleasure to introduce Alex Brundage, the festival's programming manager, to announce details of the festival's features program. Alex?
Thank you, Jason. This year's feature program includes many well-established filmmakers alongside new voices, with stories that will entertain and inspire the festival's audience. I hope you'll spend some time visiting our online box office to become familiar with what's on offer. This year, we're proud to present such fantastic feature films as Black Bear, directed by Lawrence Michael Levine and starring Aubrey Plaza, Christopher Abbott, and Sarah Gaydon. The intense and dynamic Mogul Mowgli, directed by Bassam Tariq and starring British rapper and actor Riz Ahmed. The marriage drama My Prince Edward, from Hong Kong director Yi Lam Wong. Queen of the Andes, the debut feature written and directed by New Brunswick's Gillian Ackerman. By Those Hands That Lead Me, by Brazilian director Hao Cortez. Wharf Rats, from PEI's own Jason Arsenault. Radioactive, from director Marjan Satrapi and starring Rosamund Pike. Bone Cage, the feature directorial debut of Nova Scotian filmmaker Taylor Olson and based on the play by Catherine Banks. Revenge thriller Girl, directed by Chad Faust and starring Bella Thorne and Mickey Rourke. Still the Water, a dramatic story of hockey and second chances from PEI director Susan Rogers, and many more. Also included in this year's lineup are these short film programs featuring an Atlantic, national, and international selection. These programs flow across genres, filmmaking experience, and countries. Going to a shorts program, you'll be hit with everything that makes a great film all at once. You can go from watching a comedy to watching a thriller to watching something wholly new and experimental, all in the span of about 15 minutes. We have great new work from past festival alumni like The Unhappy Pioneers by Ian MacLeod, Disco Apocalypse by Kevin Hartford, Rage Monster by Sarah Gignac, and Calamus by Kenneth J. Harvey. We have excellent short-form documentaries like Waiting in the Street by Shane Pendergast, The Mad Scientist of Hubbards by Lucy Harnish and Felicia Chandler, Queen of Chaos by Caleb Bolton, and many more. Many of our films focus on social and political issues like Insuldom or Why Are the Angry Men Angry by Taylor Olson, Squealy Wheels by Alex Peeler and Christopher Devaney, and Trust in the You of Now by Tracy Richard and Jacinth Rambeau, amongst several others. We have a lot of great films in our Next Gen Shorts program, which showcases some exceptional emerging Atlantic talent. The program includes What If I Choke by Carter Thurber, When We Were Young by Anik Blizzard, The Feet Without the Mouth by Matthew Gavreau, and The Lonest of Wolves by Travis Davenport and Ellery Platts. Outside the Atlantic provinces, we have a poignant story of man's best friend in Anne-Marie Fleming's Old Dog, the heartbreaking You Will Still Be Here Tomorrow by Michael Hanley, The Forgotten History of The Lost Astronaut by Ben Proudfoot, the mind-bending Nimic, a short film by acclaimed director Yorgos Lanthimos, and many more. From the warm comforts of Roomies by Amy Trefry, to the artistic stylings of Bedtime by James McSwain, to the futuristic comedy of Smart Official by Mark Palermo, there is definitely something for everyone. And now back to Jason once again.
Thanks, Alex. Next up is the festival's special presentations lineup. This year's special presentations will feature 7 memorable, entertaining, and eye-opening films. First up is Mary Wharton's Jimmy Carter, Rock and Roll President, a fascinating documentary that explores Carter's strong ties to musicians during his presidential election campaign in the 1970s. Next up is Adrian Noble's Mrs. Lowry and Son, which depicts the beloved British artist Ellis Lowry's relationship with his mother, featuring outstanding performances by Vanessa Redgrave and Timothy Spall. This year's special presentations also includes Joel Backen and Jennifer Abbott's The New Corporation, the unfortunately necessary sequel, which takes up where the original multi-award-winning film left off, taking stock and naming names in the face of spiraling inequality, climate change, and the hollowing out of democracy. And in Aisling Chen-Yi and Chase Joint's innovative and powerful No Ordinary Man, the life of jazz musician Billy Tipton is reimagined and performed by trans artists as they collectively paint a portrait of an unlikely hero. Based on real-life events, Clark Johnson's Percy features an exceptional performance from Christopher Walken as Percy Schmeiser, a Canadian farmer who takes on a giant corporation after their GMOs interfere with his crops. And in The Truffle Hunters, directed by Michael Dweck and Gregory Kershaw, a handful of Italian men, 70 or 80 years young, hunt for the rare and expensive white Alba truffle, which to date has resisted all efforts at cultivation. Last but not least in special presentations, directed by April Mullen, Wander is an edge-of-your-seat conspiracy thriller starring Aaron Eckhart, Heather Graham, and Tommy Lee Jones. And now for the 2020 special Gala presentations lineup, We're happy, honored, and very much grateful to say that the majority of this year's Gala program originates from the place most special and most important to the festival, and that's right here in Atlantic Canada. Of the festival's 8 galas this year, 5 of those presentations include films from New Brunswick, Newfoundland and Labrador, Nova Scotia, and/or Prince Edward Island. Here are those films. With 30 years of experience in film and theater, Newfoundland actor and filmmaker Ruth Lawrence returns to the festival with her feature directorial debut, Little Orphans. In it, we see 3 sisters, Janet, Gwen, and Kay, reunite in St. John's for Janet's wedding. While Janet struggles to hide her family's dysfunction, Kay can't help but create chaos wherever she goes, and Gwen finds herself paralyzed by a past secret. Presented by RBC, streaming of Little Orphans starts on Friday, September 18th at 7 p.m. Atlantic, with access available for 24 hours. Directed by Governor General's award-winning director, William D. McGilvery, Under the Weather follows the month-long roller coaster ride of the highs and lows, the hope and dismay, the tears and laughter experienced by Jenny, her husband Phil, and their 17-year-old daughter Maggie as they help Jenny's brother Joe, a brave, selfless, and very funny everyman, along his final journey as he faces a terminal cancer diagnosis. Streaming of Under the Weather starts on Saturday, September 19th at 7 p.m. Atlantic, with access available for 24 hours. Directed by Bannon Braga of Star Trek fame, and based on Clive Barker's acclaimed and influential horror anthology of the same name, Books of Blood takes audiences on a journey into uncharted and forbidden territory, through 3 uncanny tales tangled in space and time. Shot in Nova Scotia using the peerless talent of our film professionals, streaming of Books of Blood starts on Sunday, September 20th at 7 p.m. Atlantic, with access available for 24 hours. Award-winning documentary filmmaker Ariel Nasser's The Forbidden Reel is the story of Afghanistan's fearless and visionary movie makers, and the films we almost never got to see. Unearthing surprising new details of the story, Nasser works his own cinematic magic to bring this epic history to shimmering life, juxtaposing dramatic insider testimony from engineer Latif Ahmadi, Siddiq Barmak, and other key players, with freshly restored images from Afghan film's extraordinary archive. Marveling in all the mysterious and fragile power of movies, Nasser crafts a visually absorbing and utterly original story of modern Afghanistan. Streaming of The Forbidden Reel starts on Monday, September 21st at 7 p.m. Atlantic, with access available for 24 hours. Also included in the 2020 FinStream Gala presentations is the Real East Coast Shorts Gala. Presented by CBC, the Real East Coast Shorts Gala features 8 short films by an impressive cast of Atlantic Canadian filmmakers, including Shane Colin Mountain with The Seventh Man, Gwydion Morris with Dead Stick John, Latonia Hartery with The Death of Winter, Ziana Barbera Juarez Arellano with I Met Death, Asked Her If She Was Mexican, Shane Pendergast with The Song of the Stevedore, Ariana Martinez with Maya Eterna, Gia Milani with At the Back, and Jordan Canny and Howie Shia with For North A. Streaming of the Real East Coast Shorts Gala starts on Wednesday, September 23rd at 7 p.m. Atlantic, with access available for 24 hours. Rounding out the festival's gala presentations are the French Gala, as well as both the opening and closing night presentations. This year's French Gala is director Martin Provost's La Bonne Épouse, also known as How to Be a Good Wife, starring the ever-radiant Juliette Binoche. Binoche plays Paulette, who, with her husband Robert, runs a housekeeping school for women in 1960s France. After Robert's sudden and unexpected death, Paulette discovers that the school is on the verge of bankruptcy, and it is up to her to take the reins and transform the school under the backdrop of the sexual revolution. Of course, she'll have the help of a ragtag group of students and support staff to traverse the ups and downs of this new world. Streaming of La Bonne Épouse starts Tuesday, September 22nd at 7 p.m. Atlantic, with access available for 24 hours. And the festival's closing night gala will be Another Round, directed by celebrated Danish filmmaker Thomas Vinterberg. Played by festival favorite Mads Mikkelsen, Martin is a weary high school teacher who, along with 3 of his colleagues, embarks on an experiment to maintain a constant level of intoxication throughout his workday. If Churchill won World War II in a heavy days of alcohol, who knows what a few drops might do for them and their students? Initial results are positive, and the teacher's little project turns into a genuine academic study. Both their classes and their results continue to improve, and the group feels alive again. As the units are knocked back, some of the participants see further improvements and others go off the rails, and it becomes increasingly clear that while alcohol may have fueled great results in world history, some bold acts carry consequences. Streaming of Another Round starts Thursday, September 24th at 7 p.m. Atlantic, with access available for 24 hours. And now, final film announcement of this morning, the opening night gala of FinStream 2020 is Falling, a Canada-UK co-production and the debut feature from celebrated actor Viggo Mortensen. John Peterson, played by Mortensen, lives with his partner Eric and their daughter in California, far from the traditional rural life he left behind years ago. His father, Willis, played in a career-defining performance by Lance Hendrickson, is a headstrong man from a bygone era who lives alone on his isolated farm where John grew up. Willis's mind is declining, so John brings him west, hoping he and his sister, Sarah, played by Laura Linney, can help their father find a closer home. In his directorial debut, Mortensen explores the fractures and contrasts of a contemporary family. Willis's abrasive nature, but turns caustic and funny, is aggravated by memory loss, bringing past and present into conflict. As father and son finally confront events that have torn them apart, we embark on a journey from darkness to light, from rage and resentment to acceptance and hard-won grace. Streaming and Falling starts Thursday, September 17th at 7 p.m. Atlantic, with access available for 24 hours. So before I hand it back to Wayne, I just want to give a once-in-a-lifetime thank you to all of the filmmakers and also to the film industry at large in Canada that has come together in ways that I don't think anybody thought possible to continue to celebrate the work of incredible, incredible filmmakers. That's on display at this year's festival, and we really hope you can take part. And now I'd like to hand the podium back to Wayne to discuss how all of you can take part in FinStream 2020. Thank you.
Thank you, Jason. It obviously goes without saying the amount of work that it takes to program a film festival under normal circumstances. This year has been a very interesting ride. There has been unique challenges and certainly the opportunity to rethink things and present things in a unique and innovative sort of way. And I'd like to talk to you a little bit about that now and how FinStream is actually going to work. We're excited to present this incredible program to film lovers across Canada. FinStream is geo-blocked to the 4 Atlantic provinces, meaning that only people from New Brunswick, Nova Scotia, Prince Edward Island, and Newfoundland and Labrador can buy tickets and be a part of the festivities. Let's say it's exclusively ours. Now let me tell you a little bit about how you can attend FinStream. We've outlined our 8 galas, which include opening night and closing night, and these particular screenings have a specific access to make note of. Each one of these screenings will only be available for a 24-hour period, which start at 7 p.m. Atlantic, day of, and last until 6:59 p.m. the next day. We want to encourage our audience to attend these screenings as they would in person, to experience the screening as it happens, including the exciting introductions and after-screening content we have planned. This content will remain attached to the film for the 24-hour duration, but a live Q&A will be just that, live. We want you to be a part of it, so please plan to join us on time at 7 p.m. each evening for these special screenings. Outside these 8 screenings, the entirety of our FinStream program will be available to buy tickets and attend for the 8-day duration of the festival at any time. It is important to note that all of the FinStream screenings have capacity limits, so not unlike the in-theater experience, films can, and hopefully will, sell out. These screening guidelines will be clearly outlined on each film's Finpedia page, but get your tickets early if you want to make sure you see the films. The Finpedia will be your online guide to everything happening at this year's festival. The films, the trailers, information about Q&As and panels, happy hour hangouts. In fact, anything to do with anything that's happening at this year's festival will be on the Finpedia on our website. Finpedia will be available as of today at 1 p.m. at www.finfestival.ca, so log on and get schooled. We will not be producing a physical program guide this year, but instead we'll have the fully interactive FinStream program guide available as a downloadable PDF at noon on Friday, September the 4th. This year we are offering both a full access pass option as well as single tickets. When you choose to buy a ticket, you'll be given the choice to purchase a single ticket or live large and take the Bubble Watch option for a few bucks more. Perhaps you and some friends are getting together for dinner and a movie at your place, to try and sort of have that film festival experience on a smaller scale. We can't make you buy the Bubble Watch option, but we can ask. Did I mention the festival is a not-for-profit charitable organization? Our website with full program details and ticket sales will be available at 1 p.m. today. Our box office support will be available from 9 to 5 Atlantic by phone or online and will move to extended hours as of September 14. I'd like to take a moment to give a special thanks to our supporters, both corporate and government. In this most unusual and trying of times, for all cultural events, the FinStream Festival is happening because of your ongoing support. As a not-for-profit, it is because of what you do that we can do what we do, and we humbly thank you. With no live events this year, we unfortunately are not getting to see and spend time with our incredible army of volunteers. Despite this, I would like to give sincere thanks to all of you who volunteer not only for Finn, but for all cultural events in Atlantic Canada. It is your enthusiasm and dedication that we miss so much, but not to worry. We will be back in person in 2021, and we can't wait to see all of you. I would like to take a moment to thank the board for your incredible insight and support over these last few months as we pivoted, and pivoted yet again to determine what our 40th anniversary was going to look like. And to the staff, thank you is not enough. Your perseverance and passion for what we do is what got us here and will continue to push us forward. And finally, to you, the audience. Thank you for your continued patronage. And although we won't be sharing stories and cheer in person, your support of FinStream will ensure that Finn will continue on to our 50th anniversary in 2030. Just this morning, I saw a tweet from a regular film festival patron, Chris, I'm talking to you, and he was expressing his excitement for the festival this year, but also his sort of bittersweet feelings about the fact that he was not going to be able to be at a physical festival where he could hang out with people and talk. And well, we're going to do our best to make sure that we replicate that experience as best we possibly can this year with Q&As and discussion events and hangouts where film fans such as yourself can get together and do just that as we bridge this unusual year to 2021. At Finn, we are Atlantic Canada's curator of epic and unforgettable stories. And we are inviting you to come and discover a world of movie magic with us this year. Thank you so much for your time this morning, and we will see you all virtually in September. Thank you.